We're going to begin this super gentle bedtime yoga practice in our easy pose, Sukhasana. I want you to find a seated pose here on the floor, on your mat, or even in your bed if that feels good for you. Sitting up tall but soft, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the muscles in your face, and sitting comfortably here, taking a moment to just settle into the present moment. Today I did my very best. Now my mind is set to rest. Today I did my very best, and now my mind is set to rest. Our next asana is going to be Parivrtta Sukhasana, our seated twist. With an inhale, we're going to reach both arms up towards the sky. And with an exhale, your right hand behind you for support as your left hand grabs hold of the outside of your right thigh, twisting so that your gaze goes towards the back. I want you to make sure that you're sitting up tall, finding length in the spine. My body gave its all today, and I know everything will be okay. With your next inhale, untwist and reach the arms back up to the sky. Opposite direction now as you exhale, right hand to the outside of the left thigh and that left hand behind you for support. Sitting up tall and adding that gentle twist. My body gave its all today, and I know everything will be okay. With your next inhale again, we'll untwist and reach the arms up to the sky. And exhale, we'll gently release the arms, making our way into the next asana, a Baddha Konasana. You're going to bring the soles of the feet together, your knees drawing down towards the earth, your hands wrapped around your feet. As you inhale, find length in the spine, sitting up tall. And with an exhale, gently start to pull your chest towards your feet. Keeping that spine long and breathing here, opening up the hips nicely. I'm grateful for all that I have. I realize how fortunate I am. I'm grateful for all that I have and realize how fortunate I am. With your next inhale, start to lift the chest back up, release hold of the feet. We're going to make our way onto our knees, transitioning carefully and slowly, maybe sitting up on a block or a pillow to help support your ankles if this is too much pressure sitting on the legs. Making sure we're sitting up tall here. Together we're going to clasp our hands behind our backs, and with an inhale start to open up the heart. Gaze goes up to the sky and your arms reach away from you. My heart is full of gratitude. My heart is full of gratitude. Exhale, I want you to release. And just swap your hands around so the opposite thumb is on top with your clasp. And we'll do the same thing as you inhale. Start to open up the heart. Gaze is up to the sky, arms reaching away from you. Shoulders drawing away from the ears. My heart is full of gratitude. With your next exhale, gently release. And from here, your hands are going to reach out in front of you. You're going to lift your hips, so now your hips are directly over your knees. Coming into Utthana Shishasana, or extended puppy pose. When you're ready, start to walk your hands out forward and let your chest and forehead drop down towards the earth. Getting a really nice arch in the back and keeping those hips over your knees. Taking deep breaths here as you sink your heart to the earth. My heart is relaxed. My heart is relaxed. As you inhale next, I want you to start to walk your hands back in towards you. Coming into Balasana now, we'll open up the knees as wide as the mat or as wide as is comfortable for you. Your toes meet together behind you and you sink your hips back into your heels. And then we'll extend the arms out and again drop your chest and your forehead down to the earth. Let yourself sink into the earth and letting go of any tension that no longer serves you. I am calm and peaceful. I am calm and peaceful. I want you to take 3 more deep breaths here, letting yourself really sink into the earth beneath you, feeling that support of the earth. As you finish up those last 3 breaths here in Balasana, I want you to carefully take your time as you lift up. We're going to find our way into a seated pose as we set up for Upavishta Konasana, our seated straddle pose. So when you get into a seated pose, you're going to open up your legs as wide as you can, extending in both legs, sitting up tall. If you feel like your hips are a bit tight and this isn't comfortable for you, you can sit up on a block or a pillow or anything that lifts your hips a little bit more and gives you that room to feel comfortable here. As you set yourself up, making sure your feet are flexed so your toes are pointing up to the ceiling, your knees are also pointing up to the ceiling, engaging your legs slightly so that you can protect your knees here. When you feel ready and settled, finding length in the spine, sitting up tall, and as you exhale, gently start to walk your hands forward as you drop your chest again down towards the earth. Now don't worry if you don't make it all the way down and you've just walked your hands a couple steps and that already feels good for you. That means you're already getting that stretch, and that's great. So just embracing where your body feels calm and comfortable, letting you take nice deep breaths here and enjoying that gentle stretch. You've been pushing yourself all day, so really let yourself embrace comfort here. Thank you for this opportunity to reset my mind and rest my body. Say it to yourself here. Thank you for this opportunity to reset my mind and rest my body. Carefully with your next inhale, start to walk your hands back in towards you as you lift your chest. I want you to take your hands underneath your knees as you support your legs and your knees to bend and bring your legs out in front of you. Take your time here. Transition with any movement that you need to release tension in the hips and the legs that might have come up in this straddle pose. We're now going to make our way onto our back, so make sure you have space behind you. Our next asana is going to be our Setu Bandhasana. So laying down on your back, bending your knees so that you can reach your heels with your fingertips. Your feet are hip width apart. Your hands are going to come either side of you, palms face down. Taking a nice deep breath here. With our next inhale, tuck your tailbone under and start to push your hips up towards the sky. Opening up into that bridge pose. Maybe you want to clasp your hands underneath you and find more space to open up the chest. We have the option here if you want to support your hips by placing a block or pillow or anything that you have underneath the hips to keep them elevated in our bridge pose. I've done my best today. No matter what has come up for you, say to yourself, I've done my best today. With your next exhale, gently release the hips. Remove any props and let your hips drop down to the earth again. Our next pose is going to have our legs up against the wall. So find a wall that you can use here and get your legs up against the wall. Really push your hips to be close as the wall as you can get them if you're in bed or if you're just in a room. If you can't find a space with a wall, I suggest using a strap here, or you can place your legs up on a chair or sleep on the floor and place your legs on the bed. So we have a lot of options here. The aim is to have your legs raised up above your head. This is a really nice way to reset the body and relax and get the blood flowing a little bit in the opposite direction. If you've been on your feet a lot or you've traveled at all, this is a really nice way to reset. So set yourself up comfortably here with your legs reaching up against the wall or whatever prop you have, letting your head and your shoulders relax, and breathe deeply here. I close this day with pure joy and now drift into a sound sleep. I close the day with pure joy and now drift into a sound sleep. If you'd like to stay here for a bit longer, feel free to pause the video now and start again when you feel like moving on. Or together we'll move on now into our next asana, our Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. So from here you're bending your knees, grabbing hold of the outsides of your feet, drawing your knees to either side of you, making sure your hips are drawing down to the earth as well. If you'd like, you can add a gentle rock side to side here. My dreams are happy and harmonious. My dreams are happy and harmonious. With our exhale, we're going to release hold of the feet, bring your knees into your chest, and just hug yourself here on your back, repeating to yourself, I am safe. I am safe. One last deep breath here. Our final asana before our Savasana is going to be our Supta Matsyendrasana, just a gentle twist. You're going to take your arms out to either side of you, creating a T with the body, and lifting your legs so your calves become parallel to the mat. Your legs will be in a 90-degree angle there. And then exhale, start to drop your knees to the right. As your gaze goes over towards the left, draw that left shoulder down to the earth and releasing all tension in the body here. I am relaxed physically and mentally. We're just going to gently swap sides, lifting your knees back up and making your way over to the left side as you bring your gaze over to the right and release the body here. I am relaxed physically and mentally. I am relaxed physically and mentally. When you feel ready, we're going to transition into that final asana, a Shavasana. I want you to extend your legs out entirely. Your arms will come either side of you, palms faced up. Adjust yourself so you're completely comfortable If you're in bed, grab your pillow, grab your blanket, really set yourself up here. In our Savasana today, I'm going to read a bedtime poem and then end the practice there so that you can maybe drift from this practice into a nice deep sleep. As you get comfortable in Shavasana, I invite you to close your eyes. Relax your body entirely. Let go of everything that no longer serves you. Letting yourself rest. Bedtime Wishes. When I go to sleep at night, bathed in stars and the palest light, I know an angel guards my room. You might know him as the moon. Without fail, as the sun does set, my dreams and I are gently met, to be looked over all the way until we meet each bright new day. Miss Moon. Good night.